set up the best for last after he just set it up for me on stage last time. This is just a public service announcement. If anybody has gone to the bathroom, the blinds are up way too high in the bathroom. I just watched the man watch me piss, watching me watch him watch me piss. That was kind of awkward. He was white. I think he wanted to see if the myth was true. I was like, what's going to come? There's a stream flowing. Comedy, of course, is everybody here. Of course, we're not paid for it. Is our second job. My first job, I'm an engineer. How many people, clap if you ever heard of jobs? How many people work in one of these offices where they have motivational posters?
Oh yeah.
That say shit like teamwork, excellence, achievement. Who reads those? Only time I ever read those is on my way to the bathroom. I'm like, excellence, that's what I'm about to strive for. Achievement, I haven't found that out yet. Teamwork, I think not, poster. Who has ever sat at their desk and be like, I don't know what to strive for today. Maybe I'm gonna go to work and just ask for okayness. I wish a poster could tell me. Excellence, thank you, poster. This helps out so much. I'm not gonna lie, I used to have horrible jobs. The last job I had, and whenever you see these posters, they have motivational stuff in the background like jets, waterfalls, sunsets. I worked at a job where it had realistic shit written on it. It was like overtime. Go back to work. You're underqualified. And they had coffins and pit bulls on it. I was like, what the fuck? These things are realistic as hell. Speaking of realistic, we need to have a realistic talk about tips in America. I have a small list of people who need to get tips. Waiters, strippers, and delivery people. A delivery person, you call him up, he drives hot food to your door so I can answer that shit in a Snuggie and just pay for it and eat. Like, that man deserves $2. Imagine if one of your friends called me up like, hey Dorian, last time I was at your house, saw a DiGiorno pizza in your freezer. I'm gonna need you to do this. Heat that shit up, get in your car, drive it to my house, I give you $2. I'm like, word, when I see you, I'm gonna keep eating your balls. I was in Subway the other day, and when I got to the register, they had the nerve to have a tip jar. And then he gonna hand me my change back all slow, and then look at the tip jar, then look at me, then he saw me look at the tip jar, and on it, it had written, what would Jesus do? I was like, well, Jesus wouldn't make a sandwich with teamwork, nigga, you didn't even make this sandwich. You had help. You need to look at the poster, this ain't even an office job or something, bitch. But, if you really want help, do something I can't do, like take my order. Then tell me, reach in my back pocket. When I'm reaching in my back pocket, I'm slowly pulling out a meatball sub, a drink, and the cookie. I'm like, oh my God. Or, take the ingredients, throw them up in the air. Then when they come down, stack them like a shuffle like Shaggy used to do on Scooby-Doo. If you do that shit, I will make it rain in Subway. And friend you on Facebook. I'm like, this is amazing. You should not be working here. You should be on the road. Come with me. I need to know your name. Let's be honest. Let's call the tip jar what it is. It's an I don't make enough money jar. You're broke. Put some honesty on that shit. Right? I drive a bike to work. Not by choice. Because I have to. Or put a picture of your kids shirtless, rubbing their stomachs, and say, my kids are sick of $5 footlongs. I make sure to cover quarters in that shit. Maybe. But the tip jar is taken away from the homeless profit margin. Because if I give away some unexpected change on Monday, and the bum asks me for some change on Friday, I ain't giving them shit. I'm like, you better wait for the weekends over, motherfucker, because I done gave already. And I'm not from here. There's homeless people and there are beggars here. People who just ask for money and they're dickheads. Like, this one guy was like, do you have change? And I carry a debit card. I was like, well, I'm sorry, I don't carry cash on me. He's like, go to hell. I was like, that's why you sleep on the curb. See, it's that attitude. That's why you ain't got a motherfucking job. You need to change your shit. I'm from Pittsburgh. When have money to give a homeless person, they would leave you with a nice message. I'm sorry, I don't have any money. Well, God bless you. Have a nice day anyway. Well, thank you, homeless man, because you're in a downtrodden situation. I got to the point in the DMV, they asked me for homeless change so much, I just got ignorant with it. I was driving home the one time from the grocery store, had a back seat full of groceries. Cup holder full of change. Dude walked up to my window at a stoplight. He was like, hey man, I can see you balling. How about you help your brother out? I just kept my window up. He was like, come on man. I just kept turning the radio up slowly. He was like, you ain't even gonna look me in the eye? I exist. He was banging to a 50 Cent soundtrack. I was like, you find me in the club, pocket full of doves, better get the fuck out of my way because the light about to turn green. But you know what? I'm not cold, I'm not heartless. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna take myself back to the way I used to be. So I was like, I want to see how homeless and or starving they really are. So I decided to give them food I wouldn't eat. So I walked into the first homeless man and gave him a can of cream corn that was 2 days expired. Now it was still edible, he could eat it. I'd eat it. Well, actually I wouldn't. But as soon as I put it in his cup, I was walking away, and all I felt was a cylinder hit me in my spine. And as I turned around to walk back and scissor kicked him, I thought to myself, there has got to be a better way. So I walked up to the next homeless guy, and I gave him a bag of puffed wheat. And just as though I'm not made of ice, I even gave dude milk. And I'll never forget what he said. He said, take your left hand and slap yourself with it. This is worse than King Vitamin. I was like, scissor kick numero dos. And I was like, well, all right, I'm going to try the third time. Obviously, food's not working. So I saw a woman on a bench in Virginia. She was shivering. And I put a blanket on her. And I even gave her a motivational message. I was like, you still got one brother left, man. And she looked up and she was like, I got blankets. You know what I don't have, sucker? Because some reason black women talk like they're from 70s movies when they're homeless. It's like, you know what I don't have, jive turkey? I got blankets. I don't have money. I said, no, what you don't have is a job in a warm place to sleep. And I crane kicked her like the first Karate Kid. I was like, you know what? I ain't discriminating. But and I watch a lot of TV, and I watch a lot of TV One. And for those of you that don't know, which I'm looking in the crowd, like you don't know, it's an all-black channel like BET, but it's way, way better. But on TV One, they show Roots a lot. And I was watching Roots, and for those of you who don't know, I'm talking to you, Caucasians, Roots is a movie about where black people are gardeners. And the white people treat them like shit. I mean, they just dog them. But in one scene in the movie, they're whipping one of the gardeners because he won't change his name from Kunta Kinte to Toby. And they're in a line, and I kept thinking, I'm not a coward. I grew up, with gangs. I was like, if I was behind him, I would just change my name, like, wow, like, your name is Rufus, like Rufus, Otis, Toby 2. Just don't name me that ass whooping you gave that man right there. Because he can still be Kunta Kinte in the slave headquarters. I'll be like, hey, Kunta Kinte, Toby, I'll still call you Kunta Kinte. Your back is fucked up. I have to change my name. Jesus Christ, you know what I'm saying? And that's when I hate, and and I kept thinking they were working them like hell. And I kept thinking, because I hate when I get overtime, it's like, well, did a slave ever call off? Well, I guess to be politically correct, did they ever write off? So if I was a slave, I would try to write off, like, hey master, this your gardener Rufus. I'm sorry I can't go to work today, or be called a spirit chucker and pick cotton. I will see you at the plantation tomorrow. Your gardener, Rufus. P.S. Please don't kill me for learning how to read and write.